Today we are going to start a new lesson, that is chapter 3, coordinate geometry. In this lesson you will learn what is the need of coordinate geometry or what is Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. All of you know a parcel or a letter reaches to your home from a courier service or the post office accurately because you have an address. In the same way, if you want to locate a point on a plane, this whiteboard can be considered as a plane. If you want to locate a point on this plane, how can you locate it accurately? The Cartesian system of coordinate geometry gives us an address for each and every point in a plane. This is being done by dividing the whole plane into 4 parts by drawing 2 perpendicular lines. Here I am going to divide this plane into 4 parts by 2 perpendicular lines. Here the whole plane is divided into 4 parts by means of these 2 perpendicular lines, which are called coordinate axes. Here we can find 2 axes. The horizontal one is called the x-axis, denoted by x dash. And the vertical line is called the y-axis, denoted by y dash. The point of intersection of these 2 axes, that is the x-axis and y-axis, is called the origin, denoted by O. So this is called the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. In Cartesian system of coordinate geometry, a plane is divided into 4 parts by means of 2 perpendicular lines, which are called the coordinate axes. The horizontal axis is called the x-axis and the vertical axis is called the y-axis. The point of intersection of both the coordinate axes is called the origin, denoted by O. Here these 4 parts are called the quadrants. This is first quadrant, and this is second quadrant, and this is third quadrant, and finally this is called the fourth quadrant. Now, if you want to give an address to any point in any one of these quadrants, we use x coordinate and y coordinate. The x coordinate and y coordinate gives us an address for each and every point in the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. For example, if you say that a point is at a distance of 4 units from y-axis and it is at a distance of 3 units from x-axis, these 2 values are called coordinates of a point, generally written as 4, 3 in a bracket. The first one is called the x coordinate. And the second one is called the y coordinate. So this is the address of a point in the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. Now, how to find these distances? When you are at origin, you can go towards right and towards left. The distances towards right are denoted by positive distances and distance towards left are denoted by negative distances. So here the positive sign and the negative sign only gives us the direction of movement. That is towards right then positive, towards left then negative. So here we are going to mark these distances on x-axis like +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, etc. And towards left as -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, etc. Similarly, from the origin, if you go up, then those distances are marked on the y-axis as positive, and if you move down, will be marked as negative. So our Cartesian plane is ready. So the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry, a plane is divided into 4 quadrants by means of 2 perpendicular lines which are called the coordinate axes. The horizontal axis is called x-axis and the vertical axis is called the y-axis. The point of intersection of the x-axis and y-axis is called the origin. And on the x-axis, we mark the distances towards right as positive and towards left as negative. Similarly, along the y-axis, the distances in the upward direction are marked positive and the distances in the downward direction are marked negative. The address of a point in the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry is given in the form of coordinates of a point. Coordinates of a point means there are 2 values. First one is x coordinate, the second one is y coordinate. This is an ordered pair, means whose order cannot be changed. The x coordinate means the distance of a point from y axis. And the y coordinate means distance from x axis. If you are given the x coordinate and y coordinate of a point, you can locate the exact point in a Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. So we have learned what is Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. In Cartesian system of coordinate geometry, a plane is divided into 4 quadrants by drawing 2 perpendicular lines which are called the coordinate axes. The horizontal axis is called x-axis and the vertical axis is called the y-axis. Coordinates of a point. The distance of a point from y-axis is called the x-coordinate and the distance of a point from x-axis is called the y-coordinate. Both x-coordinate and y-coordinate together are called the coordinates of a point. They are written in the form of an ordered pair, means whose order cannot be changed. Here the x-coordinate is also called the abscissa and the y-coordinate is called the ordinate. If you are given the x-coordinate and y-coordinate of a point in the form of an ordered pair, in the form of an ordered pair, then you can locate that point in the Cartesian system. Here I have written 4 points A, B, C and D whose coordinates are 3, -4, 4, -2, -2, -3 and 5, 2. We are going to plot these points in the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. That means symbol a graph paper with x-axis and y-axis. The first point is A with x-coordinate 3. X-coordinate 3 will be taken from x-axis. Y-coordinate -4 will be taken from y-axis -4 here. But these two are not two different points. We have to find out a point whose x-coordinate is 3 means you have to bring it down. And y-coordinate 4 means you have to draw some line like this. You can imagine a line. And this is the point A whose x-coordinate is 3 and y-coordinate is -4. So point A we have plotted. Similarly, now we can plot the point B whose x-coordinate is 4 and y-coordinate is -2. X-coordinate 4, y-coordinate -2. We will imagine a line like this. This is the point B whose x-coordinate is 4, y-coordinate is -2. Now we are going to plot another point C whose x-coordinate is -2 and y-coordinate is -3. This is the point whose x-coordinate is -2, y-coordinate is -3. And finally we have x-coordinate 5 and y-coordinate 2 for the point D. X-coordinate 5, y-coordinate 2. This is the point D whose x-coordinate 5, y-coordinate 2. I write one more point here. Point E whose x-coordinate is -3, y-coordinate is 5. Here the point E has x-coordinate -3, x-coordinate -3 here, y-coordinate 5 here. So it will be like this. So this is the point E whose x-coordinate -3 and y-coordinate 5. So in this way we can plot the different points in a Cartesian plane if the coordinates are given. The coordinates of a point is the address of a point in the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. Here you can notice one important point. This is the first quadrant, and in first quadrant you can see both x-coordinate and y-coordinate are positive. X-coordinate is positive and y-coordinate also positive. In the second quadrant you can see that the x-coordinate will be always negative and the y-coordinate will be always positive. And in the third quadrant, x and y coordinates will be negative. And in fourth quadrant, the x will be positive and y will be negative. That means if the x coordinate and y coordinate both are positive, that will be in the first quadrant. If the x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive, that will be in the second quadrant. Similarly, if both x coordinate and y coordinate are negative, that will be in the third quadrant. And finally, if x is positive and y is negative, that will fall in the fourth quadrant. Now we are going to do two questions. The first question is, plot the following points in a Cartesian plane. Whenever you have a question to plot in a Cartesian plane, you have to use the graph paper by drawing the x-axis and y-axis and plotting the positive distances on the x-axis as well as y-axis and negative distances on x-axis and y-axis. The point of intersection of both x-axis and y-axis is called the origin. Now you have to plot the 6 points given here. The first point is A, whose x-coordinate is 0 and y-coordinate is -4. X-coordinate is 0 means it is at origin. That means here the x-coordinate is 0. If you move from origin towards right, the x-coordinates will be positive, and if you move from origin to left, the x-coordinate will be negative. So the first point, x-coordinate is 0 means this is the position, and y-coordinate is -4 means from origin you have to go down, and the point is this. So this is point A. So the point A whose x-coordinate is 0, y-coordinate is -4 is on the y-axis. Second point is B, whose x-coordinate is 4. X-coordinate is 4 means positive. This is the point where x-coordinate is 4 and y-coordinate is 0 means we don't have to move up or down. That is, this itself is the point B. It means that here the y-coordinate is 0, then it is on the x-axis. Similarly, third point C has x-coordinate 0, x-coordinate 0 here, y-coordinate -1 means we have to come down. So this is the point C. And the point D has x-coordinate 5, y-coordinate 0, neither up nor down. So this is the point D. And the point E has x-coordinate 0, y-coordinate -2, then it comes down, and this is point E. And finally, x-coordinate -3, y-coordinate 0, so this is the point F. In all these points, you can see that few points are with x-coordinate 0 and few points are with the y-coordinate 0. And all those points whose x-coordinate is 0, that is A, C and E, are on the y-axis. And all those points whose y-coordinate is 0, that is B, D and F, are on the x-axis. This shows that if the x-coordinate of a point is 0, it is on the y-axis, and if the y-coordinate of a point is 0, it is on the x-axis. Based on this, now we are going to the next question. Question number 2. Without plotting on a graph paper, state in which quadrants or axes do the following points fall. Here you have to say, without using a graph paper, in which quadrant, that is first, second, third or fourth, and in which axis, that is x-axis or y-axis, do the following points lie. The first point is A, whose x-coordinate is 4 and y-coordinate is -2. If x-coordinate is positive and y-coordinate is negative, that fall in the fourth quadrant. And now the second point B has x-coordinate and y-coordinate both positive, then it is in the first quadrant. And the point C has x-coordinate negative, y-coordinate 4, that is in the second quadrant. And point D has both x-coordinate and y-coordinate negative, so it is in the third quadrant. Now when it is point E, whose x-coordinate is 0, if the point has x-coordinate 0, then it lies on y-axis, and finally the point F has y-coordinate 0, so it falls on x-axis. Then what are the coordinates of origin? Coordinates of origin O is equal to 0, 0. That is, the x coordinate and y coordinate both are 0. Look at the question. Question number 3. Plot the following points on a Cartesian plane. A is equal to 4 minus 3, B is equal to 1, 2, C is equal to minus 3, 2, D is equal to 0, minus 3. Now answer the following questions. Join A, B, C, D. What special name would you give? Second, find area of the figure so obtained. So first of all, we are going to plot these points in the Cartesian plane. The first point A has x coordinate 4, y coordinate minus 3. So it will be somewhere here. This is point A. Second point B, x coordinate 1, y coordinate 2. So that is here. This is point B. The third point C has x coordinate minus 3, y coordinate 2. So it will be here. This is point C. And finally the point D has x coordinate 0 and y coordinate minus 3. So it is on the y axis. So we have plotted all the 4 points A, B, C and D. Now join A, B, C, D. Join A, B, C, D means I join A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. What special name would you give? Here you can see that the figure so formed is a parallelogram. So the name of the figure is parallelogram. Second question is find area of the figure. You know that area of a parallelogram is equal to base into height. AD can be considered as the base and this is the perpendicular distance. The length of AB is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So 4 into the height is from this point to this point. You can see, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So 4 into 5, 20 square units. So we got the area of the special figure so formed, which is a parallelogram. So in this way, you can plot the points, join the points. You may get different types of quadrilaterals, triangles, and you can find the area of such figures. That is, you may get sometimes trapezium, you may get rhombus, you may get a rectangle, square, triangle, etc. So once if you understood the technique of plotting the points in a Cartesian plane, you can do any questions associated with the Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. I hope you understood what is Cartesian system of coordinate geometry and how to plot the points in a Cartesian system of coordinate geometry. With this, I wind up today's session. The third lesson is complete. In the next class, we will meet with a new lesson and a new topic. Till then, take care. Goodbye.